Good Tuesday morning. It is very smoky out there, and we're going to continue to contend with that through Wednesday at least. Very important caveat here. Temperatures going up to around 100 degrees by the end of the work week, and unfortunately no rainfall to save us over the next week. Okay, what we were fearing would happen with the air quality unfortunately has come to fruition, as about 2/3 of our viewing area now under that air quality that is just straight up unhealthy. Unhealthy for all groups, but unhealthy for sensitive groups for the Blue Foothills portions of the Blue Mountains. We'll tell you how to stay safe in the smoke coming up a little bit later in the show. But for this morning, at least the temperatures aren't half bad. In fact, it's a little cool out there, 40s and 50s for lower elevations, but a little bit later today, high temperatures are going to end up around 90. At least that's what model consensus is saying. Sometimes it can be a little bit cooler than that because of the smoke. Speaking of the smoke, fires, still have a few of them cooking in our neck of the woods. I'll step you through those coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This morning, Spokane County is still facing devastation with its worst natural disaster on record. The latest on the 3 major wildfires crews are battling right now. And a man arrested on counts of arson in connection with the fire that is impacting Spokane County. Plus, dozens of Yakima residents are speaking out against data center plans for the city, what concerns they're raising, and how the city is responding.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good Tuesday morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Zoe Solis, and we've seen the smoky skies out there due to the fires that are out in Spokane, which we'll get to in a minute. But let's get a update on the fires in our region with Josh.
Yeah, thank you, Zoe. We're going to start off with this fire in Kittitas County, the Liberty and Squaw Creek fire that started off of US 97 late on Saturday night, early on Sunday morning. And this is, we didn't really get an update with the acreage or containment yesterday, but the reason why we're still talking about this fire is because there are still evacuations in place. There's level 1 evacuations in place for Liberty and the Lauderdale Junction off of State Route 970. And then the level 2 beset evacuations nestled in between those areas. So here is the verbiage directly from the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office. Level 2 beset evacuations in place for Lauderdale Lane, Liberty Cafe, Forbes Lane, Shamrock Lane, China Camp Road, and Bittersweet Drive. That's where you have to be packed, have to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. Then those precautionary level 1 evacuations still in place for the whole town of Liberty, Burke Road, Ranch Road, Micheletto Road, and Squaw Creek Lane. Okay, we go from Kittitas County all the way over to Umatilla County, where we still have the 2 large fires burning. The Paradise Fire, around 1,500 acres. No containment, but no evacuations. So that's why we're going to focus on the Hagen Fire, which is closing in on 40,000 acres. But each time the acreage goes up, it's going up by smaller and smaller increments. So that's a good sign. We're not seeing nearly the amount of active hotspots that we were seeing a couple days back. That's also an encouraging sign, but still expansive evacuations in place for Umatilla County and Union County all the way up to Oregon 204. You can find these full evacuation zones posted online at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. With more fire coverage, let's go back to Zoe.
About 5 p.m. this afternoon, we executed an arrest warrant and search warrant in the city of Spokane, and we took 37-year-old Aaron Farnacci, a convicted felon, into custody on a single charge of arson in the 1st degree.
A man has been arrested on a first-degree arson charge in connection with the Old Trails fire in Spokane. Farnacci is being held on a $1 million bond, and the sheriff says the investigation into the suspect began Saturday when a witness reported they noticed a man near where the fire started. Witnesses say the man was bending down near some grass and looking nervous. The Old Trails fire started Saturday afternoon and is one of 3 burning in Spokane County. The 3 fires burned 700 homes and left 65,000 people unable to return to their properties. The impact of those fires is being felt here in the Tri-Cities as people are looking to help. On your screen right here are drop-off locations to donate to those in Spokane. In Richland, donations can be made at Koala Cafe and Resilience Beauty Studio. In Kennewick, you have Tri-Cities Edge Athletics and Copper Top Tap House. And finally in Pasco, you can visit Tri-Cities Edge Athletics and Wilco. All these locations will start their donation bins on Tuesday. They're looking for essential donations including grocery, gas, and restaurant, gift cards, new hygiene items, baby essentials, and pet supplies. For a full list of locations, times, and what to donate, you can visit applevalleynewsnow.com. And tonight we bring you an update on the Red Sky Fire in Yakima County. Our Skycam caught this view of the Red Sky Fire, where the fire broke out around 5:30 on Saturday evening near Anthem Ridge. Today, the Spokane Fire Chief says all evacuation levels have been lifted and the fire is contained. The call elevated to a fourth alarm, which means all hands were on deck from Yakima County. Help even came from Kittitas and Klickitat County.
It burned over 4,000 acres as of right now, from what accounts were. We did have one home that was lost, and then we had about several dozen of which we were able to protect and were not involved.
The fire is still under investigation, and thankfully no one was hurt. The air quality is being greatly affected by the wildfires in our region, and this has prompted some areas to cancel their plans for National Night Out tonight. Some of those cities choosing to postpone the big event include Kennewick and Richland. Other cities are waiting to see if the air quality improves before making a decision. We will keep you updated throughout the day on these big community events. Following here as a growing political battle over the future of the Port of Benton is now playing out beyond the courtroom. The newly formed Stop the Port of Benton recall campaign says voters should reject petitions seeking to remove Commissioners Bill O'Neill, Scott Keller, and Lori Stevens. Supporters of the campaign argue that many of the recall allegations are misleading and point out that the courts have only ruled the petitions met the legal standard to move forward.
The courts have not ruled that any of these facts are true. The court has not ruled that the allegations are true, simply that they meet this particular standard.
Recall supporters disagree, saying the commissioners should be held accountable for their handling of former executive director Diane Howard and former finance director Alicia Myers. The Washington Supreme Court recently allowed the recall effort to proceed, and organizers are now gathering signatures in hopes of placing the issue before voters this November. We turn now over into Yakima County, where the Yakima Board of County Commissioners is considering a temporary moratorium on data centers. This is as officials look at how the facilities could impact the county. Many are raising concerns about the potential environmental impacts, where county planning officials say there is currently no application request or early assistance meeting for a data center in Yakima County. But the county does not allow or does not have specific language in its code addressing data centers at the meantime, and the recent discussion comes after members of the public asked the County Planning Commission to consider a moratorium.
So we don't have the water, and you're asking to create something and build something that's already going to deplete us of something that has not even remotely been replenished.
Commissioners unanimously directed county staff to prepare a resolution for future consideration that would place a 6-month moratorium on data centers. This while the county looks at potential economic, health, agricultural, and water impacts before considering permanent changes to county code. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, when we return, there may be a growing gap in the workplace with the new AI tools that have been implemented. More on that when we return, as well with your weather forecast, taking a live look out into Richland right now. As you can tell, it is very smoky out there still looking at poor air quality throughout the week, how you can stay safe as well as we approach these triple-digit temperatures when we return.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Bottom of the 9th. Intense competition. This is the dream.
Jimmy knows the game's on the line, and he's ready.
I've got this.
What a shot.
Life's better when you're protected under our roof. Because your house
Way to go. What a game.
is home base for their dreams.
I did it!
Bundle life and save on home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Ready to move to the music and savor the munchies? Join Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity for the 9th Annual Music and Munchies, Saturday, September 19th at the Reach Museum in Richland. Doors open at 4:30 p.m. Featuring live music from American Honey with headliner Austin Jenks. Taste local bites and bid in the silent auction. Presented by Tri-County Partners and Peton Wealth. Every bite and every beat helps build safe, affordable homes. See you under the stars.
Slow down, look around, feel at home. Kittitas County invites you to experience the heart of small-town life. From sunrise coffee stops and welcoming Main Street stays to scenic trails, family-owned restaurants, local wineries, hometown breweries, handcrafted shops, and more. Plan your small-town getaway with the Love Local Passport, a curated guide to the best of Kittitas County. Download the Passport, plan your stay for a true small-town escape at centralwashingtonoutdoor.com.
The Hayden Homes Summer Concert Series at the ICCU stage returns August 25th through 29th, featuring country rock hitmaker Brantley Gilbert, multi-platinum rock band Skillet, country favorite Lee Brice, hip-hop icon Ice-T, with the Art of Rap featuring DJ Evil E and DJ Kevy Kev Rockwell, hosted by Mick Benzo and regional Mexican star El Jerry, Gerardo Coronel.
Get your tickets today at BentonFranklinFair.com.
BentonFranklinFair.com. And join us for the best week of summer, August 25th through 29th.
Here comes the judge.
Court come to order. All rise.
Judy rules the courtroom.
Hey, I would keep my mouth shut.
It's your daily moment of truth.
What an idiot.
Judy Justice.
In front of millions of people.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our high temperature is going to end up around triple digits by the end of this work week, but there is a caveat to that we'll talk about in a second. But first, for today, it's not going to be as cool as it was for yesterday, but not as hot as it could be. We'll be in the mid-80s in the Yakima Valley by lunchtime, then up around 90 degrees for the warmest part of the day. So in general, for this Tuesday, lower elevation is going to be within a degree or two of 90. We'll be in the 70s and 80s up in the mountains. And we might be a little bit cooler than that just based on the smoke. I always pull my temperatures from a conglomerate of models. It's known as the National Blend of Models. So it's really a model consensus look, but sometimes it struggles with smoke, especially smoky days. So we might be a little bit cooler than this, or if we are, I wouldn't be too shocked. So even though for now I'm going with triple digits for Thursday and Friday, just know we might be a little bit cooler than that. One of the only silver linings to the smoke, and that's not even going to be that sustained, as we'll be cooler as we head into this weekend. The UV index also not going to be as high as it could be. On a scale from 1 to 11, it'll be a 7. So that means your skin could still burn within 15 to 25 minutes. Make sure that you're putting on the sunscreen, SPF 30, reapplying at least every couple hours, spending as much time in the shade as possible. But again, the big weather story over the next couple days is easily going to be the smoke. I'll time it all out with Futurecast coming up in a few minutes.
A disconnect appears to be emerging in the job market over artificial intelligence. Companies increasingly want workers who know how to use AI tools, but industry surveys show that workers don't think they meet those needs just yet. Michael Yoshida reports more on the mismatch and what workers can do to close the gap.
There's a growing mismatch in the job market over artificial intelligence skills.
There's so much excitement about the potential of AI right now and what it can bring to the workforce, but workers are moving a little bit slower.
Indeed's Priya Rathod says the gap shows up in the company's new survey data. 70% of employers expect workers to use AI tools every day, but only 14% of workers consider themselves skilled enough with AI to use it as a regular part of their workflow.
We need to remember that ChatGPT just launched 4 years ago and Claude Code just launched last February, right? So we have this sector of early adopters, but the vast majority of people are still experimenting with it.
Rathod says companies can't just hand workers AI tools and expect them to figure it out. They need training, clear guardrails, and examples of how AI fits into everyday work. For job seekers, experts say industry-specific training or certifications can help, but so can showing employers how you actually use the technology.
They're wanting their employees to come in with the skills to be able to work alongside AI. The human judgment, the critical thinking, the reasoning, the responsible use.
Students and workers should also consider building a digital AI portfolio, showing not just what they made, but what it accomplished.
They want to see that you can work with it, not that it's just writing an email. Yes, that's great. But I mean, that's not something that's really going to get you noticed into the door in this AI-shaped world.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest when we return, as the fires are still raging on in the region. If you can take a look at your screen right there in Kennewick, you can see the smoke, just how bad and poor the air quality is. More on what that will entail, how you can stay safe out there when we return after this.
Since 1968, Sundown M Ranch has helped over 200,000 patients and families recover from the effects of substance use disorders.
I was ashamed, humiliated, and not sure if I could be helped, but I listened and found a completely different way to live by spending time at Sundown.
I did not believe there was a way out of the dark hole my life had become. Sundown M Ranch provided a foundation for me to find a new way to live.
Sundown M Ranch. Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
What have we got?
The Andersons. All night, tossing and turning, bad backs, sleep score at an all-time low.
Round up the team.
At Denver Mattress, going undercover is literally how we solve problems.
And when we find sleepers waking up with aches and pains, we turn to the Tempur-Pedic Adapt, designed for ultimate pressure relief that uniquely adapts to your body's pressure points.
And right now, get a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic, or check out the Consumer Reports recommended Doctor's Choice plush. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
Apple Valley News Now's Young Hearts and C-Bombs proudly award Cataly a new bike.
Well, this girl does not sit still, so I'm sure she is going to be enjoying her summer with her brand new bike.
To learn more, click on Bikes for Tykes at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Join the mission and help us tell men and women with high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes about the UACR urine test. It can help detect kidney damage early and related heart risk. Learn more at detectthesos.com.
Sports bring us together. They're the moments we cheer for, argue over, and remember for years. But more and more, the games fans love are getting locked behind paywalls. Another app, another fee, another way fans get left behind. Fans are tired of losing access to their favorite teams. Sports belong where everyone can watch them, on broadcast TV. Make your voice heard. Text sports to 39179 today.
During wildfire season, a spark could become an inferno. That's why Apple Valley News Now's First Alert team is always tracking.
Winds, humidity, lightning, even the smallest change can make the biggest difference.
It matters to you, which means it matters to us.
When it comes to wildfires, the First Alert team is on your side for one reason: to keep you safe. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth and the First Alert team, on air, in your hand, or online, only on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We'll continue to contend with smoke over the next couple days at least. Those are very important words right there. All right, I want to take another look at the current conditions outside, just in terms of the sky cam. We'll get there in a second. All right, this is what it looks like right now in Kennewick. Visibility is, I'd say, probably less than a mile, if not a little bit worse than that. So just awful stuff out there right now. We'll put this into motion with Futurecast surface smoke. And folks, it just doesn't really look like the surface smoke is going to go anywhere over the next couple days. It's going to be wire-to-wire smoke. And like, even if you try to pick out a microclimate that's not going to be as bad, it's really hard to do that. All of us, from the Cascades to the Blues, are going to be socked in with smoke. Now, winds are going to shift out of the south and west as we head into Thursday. That might help us out a little bit, but I think we might be dealing with this for quite some time. Here's what to do during poor air quality. Stay indoors if you can help it. Wear protective masks, the N95 or the KN95. Use clean air filters. Watch for symptoms of smoke inhalation. And smoke inhalation is something that can, like, impact you way down the road. So if me talking about all this stuff seems redundant, I promise you it's not. You can find that list posted online at applevalley.newsnow.com. Also, you can access that by downloading our weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. What would put an end to the whole shebang would be some rainfall. And we're just not going to get it over these next 7 days, as high pressure is going to continue to dominate our pattern. When you hear high pressure around this time of the year, think no rainfall. We're not going to have a lick of it over these next 7 days in the Tri-Cities or really anywhere in the viewing area. So our vegetation will continue to be critically to extremely dry. Even though the winds aren't going to be that bad for this week, I think any given day a fire could start or spread quickly. So here's how to prevent wildfires. You can find this list also posted online at applevalley.newsnow.com. Okay, here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Smoky with poor air quality through Wednesday at least. Highs around 100 by the end of the work week. And then for Yakima, smoky skies Tuesday and Wednesday, heating up throughout the week. Then in Ellensburg, a very suspect stretch of winds Friday and beyond. We'll keep a close eye on that for fire concerns. And then for Hermiston, smoke dropping air quality over the next 48 hours at least, touching 100 on Thursday and Friday. And finally, for Walla Walla, also contending with poor air quality in the short term, perhaps in the intermediate term as well, and turning up the heat throughout the week.
Well, I thought last week's sky cams looked quite awful, but I think that's the worst I've seen it so far, Josh.
Yeah, I've been in the Tri-Cities now for a couple of years, and this is definitely the worst I've seen in my time. Yeah.
Wow. See, that's just everyone needs to really stay safe out there.
Yes.
And Josh says, okay. All right. Well, coming up here, Moses Lake plans for a downtown revitalization effort. What the community wants to do to revive their city, that and more when we return.
In Tri-Cities Real Estate, one group stands above the rest. One group consistently ranks in the top 20% of the region's real estate agents. One group puts a full team of professionals backing your every move to get the best deal at every step. And one group with an award-winning team to give you more insights and help you make more educated decisions. So if you're ready to make your next move with certainty, there's really only one group for you.
During the final days of the back-to-school sale at Furniture Row, every sofa, dining group, and bed is on sale. So outfitting your off-campus studio or secluded study nook is elementary. Find sofas with contemporary elegance and lasting value, to clean lines and Italian leather. Shop dining with modern style and space-saving design, to classic charm with contemporary silhouettes. Affordable beds and versatile rustic comfort, to space-saving bunk beds and dove gray finish. Score the Colorado Twin for only $149.99 or Summit Twin for only $199.99. The back-to-school sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
When you're healthy and safe at work, you can do your best on the job and get back to what matters most. At Prosser Memorial Health's Occupational Medicine Clinic, Dr. Eric Pertula and our experienced team support employees and employers with DOT and pre-employment physicals, drug and alcohol testing, hearing and vision tests, worker injury care, fit for duty evaluations, and more. Whether you're starting a new job or recovering from an injury, we're here to help. Call 509-788-6030 or visit prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
At Apple Valley News Now's Phase 3 Digital, we have the right message to grab attention and drive leads with strategies for your business to grow brands across the streaming apps you know best.
Plus, we have the local expertise that connects you with new customers in Central Washington, Northern Oregon, and the world.
Wherever your market is, whoever your market is, we'll get results that matter and build your business.
Phase 3 Digital from Apple Valley News Now. We know digital. Contact us today.
Moses Lake is looking at ways to revitalize its downtown with some of the first changes possibly coming to features people see every day. The City of Moses Lake and the Downtown Moses Lake Association are working together on the early planning for a broader downtown. With revitalization effort, the project is still in the conceptual design phase, with consultants and landscape architects working on what future improvements could look like. One of the main areas being looked at is Sinkuzi Square, along with smaller changes to light poles, benches, and trash cans. Executive Director Mallory Miller says the goal is to create a more cohesive downtown and help both residents and visitors better experience the area.
We just want, with the revitalization that we are doing, that downtown is a more prominent and it's easier to find.
Miller says renderings are expected later this year, with light poles potentially among the first improvements as the larger revitalization efforts take shape. Still ahead here when we return on Good Morning Northwest, voter turnouts lower than expected, plus a Pasco High School graduate signed to a NFL team. But before we get into those stories, here's a commercial break.
Where you been, Hank?
Little field research. Check this out.
Looks like America is loving Ford quality.
Yeah, and J.D. Power backs it up.
Great deals.
Crazy good capability.
America, this is what summer's all about.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
I'm Dr. Rachel Fedino, CEO of New You Women's Clinic and Aesthetics, and we're that one-stop shop where women can come to handle all of their needs, from women's health to wellness and then state-of-the-art medical aesthetics. And by popular demand, last year we expanded into Yakima because we really needed to be able to capture that volume of patients. Not only are we caring for women, but we're also caring for men.
The first treatment I did was over a year ago. I definitely had improvement in my back and some flexibility, felt better, and then luckily now that New You has brought in the EBU 2 machine here to Tri-Cities.
This is an incredible platform that's going to help with purifying the blood and helping to reduce inflammation in the body and just help with that overall inside-out approach.
I'm not stumbling anymore. Since I've started the treatment, I haven't fallen again. I feel younger. It's just changed my whole life.
You're going to come in, you're going to get your questions answered, and you're going to be feeling better quickly.
Hey, Kevin, let's show them how it's done in Philly.
Yo, you's got it. This new Philly-style bonus Jack combo has grilled peppers and onions, fries, and a drink for only $5.49. Yo, Jack, hook me up with some jibbies.
Family. Get my new Philly Munchie Meal with new jibbies.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
At Apple Valley News Now's Phase 3 Digital, we have the right message to grab attention and drive leads with strategies for your business to grow brands across the streaming apps you know best.
Plus, we have the local expertise that connects you with new customers in Central Washington, Northern Oregon, and the world.
Wherever your market is, whoever your market is, we'll get results that matter and build your business.
Phase 3 Digital from Apple Valley News Now. We know digital. Contact us today.
At DQ, we're double flipping over our limited time Blizzard Double Flip deal. Buy one Blizzard treat and get a second for just 99 cents.
99 cents? That's bananas.
No, that's bananas.
1, 2, 3, we got a DQ flavor. Savannah bananas, do it big, do it major. Home runs, fun runs, everything's crazy.
The Blizzard Double Flip deal is here.
Should we tell them to stop?
It's bananas. Buy one, get another for just 99 cents. Get it in the DQ app.
Where you been, Hank?
Little field research. Check this out.
Looks like America is loving Ford quality.
Yeah, and J.D. Power backs it up.
Great deals.
Crazy good capability.
America, this is what summer's all about.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Zoe Solis, and for this Tuesday, we're going to check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. What we can expect today, Josh?
We can expect it to be smoky, awful air quality out there, and that's going to continue for the next couple days at least. We'll circle back to that. High temperatures up around 100 degrees by the end of the work week, but we might be a little bit cooler thanks to the smoke. and no rainfall over the next 7 days. Okay, another live look at the terrible air quality in Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart atop of Tandem Ridge, where we had that fire burn right past. You can see some of the scorched earth there, but the current air quality values haven't improved at all. In fact, we're seeing unhealthy air quality for about, I'd say, 3/4 of our viewing area at this point, and the best air quality is still unhealthy for sensitive groups. So if you can stay indoors for today, I would highly recommend that option. Current temperatures out there, 40s and 50s. A little bit later today, we're going to end up around 90 in the Yakima Valley. In fact, all lower elevation locations going to end up around 90 degrees with a whole bunch of smoke. Okay, speaking of smoke, fires, let's step you through all the fires that we still have burning currently in our neck of the woods, starting off with the fire in Kittitas County, the Liberty and Swat Creek fire, which is off of US 97 between Liberty and the Lauderdale Junction. Didn't get an update to acreage or containment yesterday, but it's around 30 acres. No official word on containment. Those level 1B ready evacuations for Liberty and the Lauderdale Junction. The level 2B set evacuations kind of nestled in between those other two boundaries. So per the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office, you have to be packed and ready to leave at a moment's notice for Lauderdale Lane, Liberty Cafe, Forbes Lane, Shamrock Lane, China Camp Road, Bittersweet Drive. Those precautionary level 1, be ready evacuations for the town of Liberty, Burke Road, Ranch Road, Micheletto Road, and Swat Creek Lane. Okay, now we go from one end of our viewing area all the way to the opposite end, Umatilla County. We have the two fires still burning, the Paradise Fire, the Hagen Fire. The Paradise Fire, almost 1,500 acres, no containment, but no evacuations with this one. But we are still seeing evacuations with the Hagen Fire, which is, yes, it's closing in on 40,000 acres, but each time we're getting an acreage update, the uptick is getting smaller and smaller. That's a very good sign. 11% containment's a very good sign, and we're not seeing nearly the active hotspots on the southern and eastern flank of the fire that we were seeing just a couple days back. So those are all encouraging. But all that being said, still expansive evacuations from Gibbon all the way to Oregon 204 in Union County. You can find these precise evacuation zones posted online at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. We'll have a lot more to say about these fires coming up a little bit later in the show.
If your ballot is still sitting on the kitchen counter, you're not alone. Turnout remains lower than expected ahead of August 4th's primary election. Benton County's primary election is just over 14% right now, and election officials say voters who wait until the last minute should know one critical detail: how you sign your ballot envelope determines whether your vote counts.
If people have to go into the post office today, we're encouraging them to go in and get it hand canceled because we can use that date stamp as their postmark stamp.
Officials recommend using an official ballot drop box instead of regular mail. This advice is especially important after the White Swan wildfire destroyed their local post office. Yakima County Auditor Charles Ross says the ballot drop box survived the fire and no ballots were lost. If voters have concerns about their ballots, his office can verify its status and issue a replacement if needed. Into some sports news this morning. A Pasco High School graduate, Sebastian Gutierrez, signed with the Dallas Cowboys. Gutierrez graduated from Pasco in 2016, playing tight end in high school. He then converted to an offensive lineman when he went to college at Minot State. He has played in 2 games in his NFL career so far, one with the Las Vegas Raiders and one with the San Francisco 49ers. He will then compete for a roster spot on the Cowboys, and their first preseason game will be in Seattle against the Seahawks on August 15th. Love hearing that this morning. Still ahead when we return, Yakima Police Department held a memorial for a sergeant. More in his honor when we return, and your time right now is 6:31. Taking a live look out into Yakima, and how Josh was just saying the sky is still very smoky and the air quality is still very poor. How you can stay safe when we return as we look into these triple digits that we're heading into for the rest of the week.
For over 30 years, DuraShine Clean has been the Tri-Cities premier cleaning service. More than just sweeping and mopping, we're your partner for a clean and healthy environment. We protect your brand and improve your company's image. No business is too big or too small for DuraShine Clean. Our teams get the job done right for you. Need to sparkle? Call us today for a free quote and let us help your business shine. At DuraShine Clean, we keep it clean.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some. Gimme Some Bagels.
How's it look so far?
Great.
Comfortable?
Yes.
Times and places all in who you share them with. Joy.
I got in.
Who you share it with.
This is a great view, so you're all my pleasure.
Who you share it with.
Dust Devils Baseball is commemorating 25 years right here in the Tri-Cities, and we're celebrating with our biggest weekend of the summer.
Friday, August 7th, the first 500 fans will receive a bobblehead of Dust Devils alum and decorated Major Leaguer Charlie Blackmon, thanks to Giza Credit Union. Saturday will feature post-game fireworks, thanks to Roto-Rooter, and Sunday, August 9th, will be our first jersey giveaway ever, thanks to Papa Murphy's.
Come be a part of our best season yet. Tickets at DustDevilsBaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball, a Tri-Cities tradition for 25 years.
Join the mission and help us tell men and women with high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes about the UACR urine test. It can help detect kidney damage early and related heart risk. Learn more at detectthesos.com.
Next, E.T., Andrew Garfield's next big screen transformation, plus Ted Lasso without Ted.
There were talks.
Inside the road back to AFC Richmond.
It's a foregone conclusion.
Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
During wildfire season, a spark could become an inferno. That's why Apple Valley News Now's First Alert team is always tracking.
Winds, humidity, lightning, even the smallest change can make the biggest difference.
It matters to you, which means it matters to us.
When it comes to wildfires, the First Alert team is on your side for one reason: to keep you safe. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth and the First Alert team, on air, in your hand, or online, only on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We could be up around the century mark by the end of the work week, but the smoke might actually help us out in that regard. We'll talk more about that in a second, but let's take it back to today, where we're going to be in the low 80s by lunchtime and low 90s for the warmest part of the day. We'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of this Tuesday forecast. A little bit warmer in comparison to yesterday, but there's more smoke up in the sky, so that might actually keep our temperatures in check. 70s and 80s for the Cascades. Then for the Kittitas Valley, we'll be in the mid to upper 80s. For the Yakima Valley, a whole bunch of 90s other than Toppenish 89, but flanked to either side by temperatures getting up to 90 degrees. For the lower Columbia Basin, also pretty close to 90, 91s for the Tri-Cities, Benton City, and the Hanford site, along with Umatilla, Hermiston, Boardman. And then for the Blue Foothills, bouncing between 87 to 90, a couple 90s for Walla Walla and Milton Freewater. And finally for the Blue Mountains, 70s and 80s. The main facet of today's forecast is obviously going to be the smoke, but as we get deeper and deeper into the week, that's as temperatures are going to trend hotter and hotter. So the national blend of models, model consensus, is saying we'll end up around 100 for Thursday and Friday, but that model in particular sometimes struggles with high temperatures when it comes to the smoke. So if these end up being a little bit lower than this, I would not be too surprised. We'll see how it all ends up shaking out, but even that is not going to be too sustained, as we'll cool it down as we head into the weekend. But more smoke in the forecast. We'll time that out coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Josh. We turn over now into Yakima, where the police department held a memorial where they unveiled a monument remembering a sergeant and his commitment as a police officer. Apple Valley News Now, Tyler Wargo was there for the honor.
The Yakima Police Department paid their respects by having a grand unveiling of the memorial garden in honor of Sergeant Joseph DCO.
This grand unveiling marked 5 years since Joe's passing while performing his duties for the Yakima Police Department after suffering a medical emergency. Because this was the first passing of a commissioned officer while on duty, The city of Yakima wanted to create a garden in remembrance of Joseph and those who serve as first responders.
He was dedicated to the community. You know, every day he was out there, he was leading, he was a sergeant, you know, he was leading officers, making sure that they were providing the best service to the community as possible. And again, it's just an embodiment of what the Yakima Police stands for.
The memorial has been thought and planned since the summer of 2025, and Sergeant Garcia, who served in the military with Joe, took on the assignment by putting together a committee between Yakima police officers who felt impacted by this passing.
But when we started reaching out to the community for donations and people to help us out, it grew exponentially, and you know, so we decided to make it a little bit more grand. And a result of the work that we put in is what you see today.
Local vendors were able to fund $1,000 for the stone path leading up to the monument, which pays tribute to Officer DCO and those who gave their lives in the line of duty. In Yakima, Tyler Wargo, Apple Valley News Now.
It was a quiet morning not only for the city of Yakima and the Yakima Police Department, but also the family of Joseph DCO. All right, well, when we return here on Good Morning Northwest, we've got everything you need to know for this Tuesday in your morning sprint, how you can plan out the rest of your day. And if you take a look at your screen right here, we're taking a live look out into Pasco. Skies are still very smoky, everyone, and we need to be taking the safety precautions, all that and more when we return after this.
Feeling dizzy, off balance, or worried about falling? You don't have to just live with it. At the Pacific Campus, Alex Trowbridge DPT is accepting new patients and specializes in vestibular therapy, treating vertigo, dizziness, and balance issues. And here's something many patients don't realize. You can choose where you go for physical therapy. Choose the PC. We also treat gait and balance, pain management, and even pool therapy. Ask your doctor to refer you to physical therapy at the PC with Alex Trowbridge DPT.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, but thanks to Skyrizi and clearer skin, I'm all in. Most people saw 90% clearer skin from head to toe. Skyrizi is only 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Nothing on my skin means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi.
At Bruce Heating & Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating & Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,400 off on a new Daikin Fit system when paired with an eligible Daikin ductless system at Bruce Heating & Air.
It's the grand finale of the Legends Cup in August, where every play is a power play. Join us every Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. for your shot at a net payout of $15,000. Drop the soccer ball on our game board and land it in the right slot to score big. Use your Legends rewards card to earn entries. The final whistle hasn't blown. Play and score. Only at Legends Casino Hotel in August.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I end up going to a dentist and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. This was a game changer. It's smaller than other night guards that I tried, which is a good thing because it doesn't make me gag. It could fit on the top or the bottom of the teeth. It's lightweight and super comfortable. Now the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
Go to BruxNightGuard.com and use the promo code to activate your special TV offer. That's BruxNightGuard.com. Order today and take advantage of this special TV offer. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're continuing to deal with some very smoky conditions for the next couple days at least. And to that point, a live look at Columbia Point from Richland, courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. Just looks awful out there right now. And you might be asking, why aren't we going with an alert day with this? Well, the reason is that we could find ourselves in a situation where it could look like this all throughout the month of August. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but can't totally rule it out. We just can't go with an alert day for an entire month. We can't go with an alert month, but just know this is dangerous stuff. I'll show you how to stay safe in a second. The upper level smoke, it's not going anywhere over these next couple days. It's going to be thick. The surface level smoke is looking pretty thick as well. So, I mean, no microclimate is going to get any refuge from any of this. Now, as those upper level winds shift out of the south and west as we head into Thursday, I think we could see a little bit improvement, but I would not bank on there being like crystal clear blue skies out there. Here's what to do during stretches of poor air quality. Stay indoors if you can help it, especially on a day like today. Wear a protective mask like the N95 or the KN95. Use clean air filters. Watch for symptoms of smoke inhalation. You can find all this information posted online at applevalleyNewsNow.com. You can also access that by downloading our weather app for free in the App Store or on Google Play. What would save us from this whole thing would be rainfall, and unfortunately we're just not going to get any of that as high pressure continues to dominate the Pacific Northwest, and that equals no rainfall. So those precip chances in the Yakima Valley going to be the bottom of the barrel over the next 7 days, and it's going to look that way for the entire stretch of our viewing area. That's unfortunate for several reasons, but when it comes to fire concerns, still critically to extremely dry. So even though the winds aren't going to be that bad throughout the course of this week, we're still dry enough to where a fire could start or spread on any given day. So to sign up for those emergency alerts in Oregon, oralert.gov, for Washington, mil.wa.gov/alerts, pound local, it could quite literally save your life at some point. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Smoky with poor air quality through Wednesday at least, highs around 100 by the end of the work week. In Yakima, smoky skies Tuesday and Wednesday, heating up throughout the week. And then for Ellensburg, a very suspect stretch of winds Friday and beyond. Keep a close eye on that for fire concerns. And then in Hermiston, smoke dropping air quality over the next 48 hours at least, touching 100 on Thursday and Friday. And finally for Walla Walla, also continuing with poor air quality in the short term and turning up the heat throughout the week. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a story of selfless bravery.
It was just like, it was like a switch, like, okay, you know, green light.
You said it's real now.
Yeah, like this is real, it's happening.
35-year-old Jordan Salinas says he had just pulled into the Idaho In-N-Out parking lot Saturday when the shooting began. Jordan drew his semi-automatic pistol and went toward the danger, seen on video firing back at the shooter.
You were actively taking cover behind the In-N-Out sign.
The biggest thing was just that he didn't know where I was. When those first shots broke at him, I mean, he had no idea.
You had said he didn't like the bullets going both ways.
No, he seemed unusually comfortable aiming that rifle at those cars. And then as soon as some rounds started coming at him, everything changed.
Coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of Jordan's story and the latest on the investigation. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Alt, ABC News, Twin Falls, Idaho.
Right now, living with COPD is hard, but more could be going on. And here is how you find out. Your COPD may be different, and Nucala could help. The inflammation triggering your flare-ups could be caused by eosinophils. Nucala helps target that inflammation. And it's the only once-monthly auto-injector for COPD you can do right at home. Picture fewer flare-ups and fewer flare-up-related hospital visits. Nucala is an add-on injection for uncontrolled COPD with a specific marker of inflammation. Nucala is not for sudden breathing problems. Allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis. Get help right away for swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Infections that can cause shingles have occurred. Don't stop other medicines, including steroids, unless told by your doctor. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. May cause back pain, diarrhea, and cough. Right now, it may be time for something different. Ask your doctor about Nucala.
Now, the morning sprint.
Welcome back. In some national headlines this morning, North Dakota's governor is using his executive powers to create a temporary statewide ban on kratom products, and he's calling a special session to make the ban permanent. 10 states have already banned the unregulated drug, which has been called dangerous and addictive. Permanent regulations and enforcement measures will be considered when the legislature gathers for the September special session. Also, authorities in Arizona have filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration, where Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays says that this lawsuit is due to the President Trump's tariffs policy. Mays says the tariffs have impacted Arizona residents, resulting in higher prices on groceries and consumer goods. Attorney generals from several other states, including Oregon, California, Colorado, Illinois, New York, and Virginia, have all joined in on the lawsuit. Into more business news this morning. Hemp business owners and advocates rallied in Raleigh, North Carolina on Monday, asking state lawmakers to reject a proposal to ban certain hemp products. Business owners say they're concerned the legislation could disrupt the hemp industry and hurt small businesses. Hemp advocates are asking lawmakers to adopt regulations like age restrictions, product testing, and licensing requirements that would allow current products to stay on the market. The Senate and House say North Carolina's current laws limit the ability to punish businesses who sell hemp products to children. An FBI agent allegedly stole nearly $1 million in cryptocurrency from accounts that the FBI was monitoring. The agent was frustrated over the government's inaction over the misuse of crypto accounts, and the agent was fired and arrested. An agency spokesperson said the FBI holds its employees to the highest ethical standards, and authorities are conducting a thorough investigation of what just happened. Into some sports this morning, where a Pasco High School graduate, Sebastian Gutierrez, signed with the Dallas Cowboys. Gutierrez graduated from Pasco in 2016, where he has now played in 2 games in his NFL career, one with the Las Vegas Raiders and one with the San Francisco 49ers. He will compete for a roster spot on the Cowboys, and their first preseason game will be in Seattle against the Seahawks on August 15th.
All right, and your fire watch for this morning would start off in Kittitas County, the Liberty and Swat Creek fire that started late on Saturday night and early on Sunday morning. We did not get an update with acreage or containment yesterday, but yeah, this is the one that started on US 97 between Liberty and the Lauderdale Junction on State Route 970. And so even though we didn't get updates with acreage or containment, still have evacuations in play here. Level 1 be ready evacuations for Liberty and the Lauderdale Junction, and then level 2 be set evacuations, sort of a sandwich in between those other 2 boundaries. So per the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office, the level 2 be set evacuations in place for Lauderdale Lane, Liberty Cafe, Forbes Lane, Shamrock Lane, China Camp Road and Bittersweet Drive. This is where you have to be packed. You have to be ready to leave ASAP. Those level 1 be ready evacuations in place for the town of Liberty, the whole town, Burke Road, Ranch Road, Micheletto Road, and Swat Creek Lane. We go from Kittitas County all the way over to Umatilla County, where we have the 2 large fires burning at this point. The Paradise Fire, it's around 1,500 acres, no containment, no evacuations. Then the Hagen Fire, which is closing in on 40,000 acres, but each time we get an acreage update, it's growing by smaller and smaller increments, which is a good sign. Not seeing nearly the amount of active hotspots we were seeing over the last couple of days. That is also an encouraging sign. Containment up to 11%. So all these things are good, but all that being said, expansive evacuations still in place for Umatilla County and Union County. You can find these full evacuation zones posted online at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. Now let's go back to Zoe for the top 5.
Thank you, Josh. Getting into your top 5 local here, where Spokane County is still facing devastation with its worst natural disaster on record. More than 65,000 people have evacuated their homes, but as the department shifts from suppression to monitoring, the chief says that the danger is not over. Also, a man has been arrested on first-degree arson charge in connection with the Old Trails fire in Spokane. The sheriff said that the investigation into the suspect began Saturday when a witness reported they noticed a man near where the fire started. The sheriff said the witness said the man was bending down near some grass and looked nervous. This investigation is still ongoing. Also, the air quality is being greatly affected by the wildfires in our region. This has prompted some areas to cancel their plans for a national night out tonight. Some of those cities choosing to postpone the big event include Kennewick and Richland. Other cities are waiting to see if the air quality would improve before making their final decision, and we'll keep you updated on those. The Yakima Board of County Commissioners is considering a temporary moratorium on data centers. This is as officials look at how the facilities could impact the county. Many are raising concerns about the potential environmental impacts. County planning officials say there is currently no application request or early assistance meeting for a data center in Yakima County, but the county also does not have specific language in its code addressing data centers as of now. A growing political battle over the future of the Port of Benton. The newly formed Stop the Port of Benton recall campaign says voters should reject petitions seeking to remove Commissioners Bill O'Neill, Scott Keller, and Lori Stevens. Supporters of the campaign argue many of the recall allegations are misleading and point out the courts have only ruled the petitions met the legal standard to move forward. We move into what's trending this morning. Well, it seems the question for the best ice cream has been answered.
Very interesting. A Twin Cities ice cream store just got some pretty big bragging rights.
Yes, and participants in an online bracket-style tournament named Cup and Cone in suburban St. Paul, the best in the country.
What likely pushed Cup and Cone over the top? Locals know it for their generous servings of soft serve. But I want to know, like, what actual flavor? Are we talking vanilla? Are we talking mint chocolate?
Exactly.
Yeah. What's your go-to?
My go-to is vanilla. Just
vanilla?
Super basic. But maybe what's like an underrated one that you would go to that maybe someone would be like, why do you go for that?
I don't think it's underrated, but no, I don't know if anyone's like go-to or the top of the list. Cookies and cream.
Okay, cookies and cream is good.
I think vanilla is very underrated.
Thank you. My controversial one is cotton candy. I always get weird eyes when I get
You're
that
right
one.
about it being controversial. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, Josh, just give us one last look at our weather summary
Okay,
for us.
yeah, folks, it is so smoky outside. We have some to be quite frank about it, it's awful air quality. Let's go ahead and take a look at our air quality map. So remember yesterday morning I was saying, well, all the reds to the north of us, I kind of think that maybe it's going to slide down and encompass us all. Well, that has happened, as the best air quality right now is for Hermiston, Lexington, Heppner, and Pendleton. And it's unhealthy for sensitive groups. For the rest of us, it's either just straight up unhealthy, or even we're seeing some very unhealthy up towards Blewett Pass there around that Liberty and Squaw Creek fire. So if you can stay indoors for this morning, if you can stay indoors throughout the course of today, I would highly, 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 highly recommend that. Okay, those current temperatures for this morning, we're in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 48 degrees for the Tri-Cities, 51 for Sunnyside, 51 for Yakima, 45 for Ellensburg. We're in the low to mid 50s for the Blue Foothills. We're seeing some 40s and 50s for upper elevations as well. So this is one of those rare mornings where the temperatures across the board, high elevations, low elevations, we're all kind of within the same range. Okay. Here is your forecast for this Tuesday for lower elevations. We're going to end up being around 90 degrees, very smoky skies. And so, like I've been telling you, if you can stay indoors during the stretch, we would highly, highly, highly recommend that. We're going to have widespread smoke over the next couple days at least. And that at least point is a very important caveat, because we're going to have those upper level winds shifting out of the south and west as we head into Thursday. But keep in mind that we have fires that are still cooking to our south and to our west. So that's definitely going to impact air quality. It could impact air quality as we get deeper and deeper into the week. That's why smoke forecasting is so difficult, because it always hinges on containment efforts of those fires. Okay, high temperature is going to end up around 100 degrees by Thursday and Friday, but the caveat to that is that I always pull the temperatures from the National Blend of Models. It's a conglomerate of models. It's pretty accurate, except when it comes to forecasting for high temperatures in very smoky situations. Sometimes it can overshoot the high, so even right now I'm seeing high temperatures around 100. It might be a little bit closer to 95. We'll see how it all ends up playing out in the forecast, staying dry over these next 7 days, which is very unfortunate, because what could bail us out from this entire situation would be some rainfall. We could get better containment on the fires. That would obviously, down the road, that would help us out with the air quality. But hey, speaking of air quality, here's what to do during bouts of poor air quality. Stay indoors if you can help it. Wear protective masks like the N95 or the KN95. Use clean air filters like the HEPA filter, and watch for symptoms of smoke inhalation, especially if you suffer from a pre-existing respiratory illness. You can find all of this information posted online at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Also, you can access that information by downloading our weather app for free in the App Store or on Google Play. We got a lot of important safety tips that you can access via our app. How to prevent wildfires, that is certainly very important. We don't have any alert days for wildfires over the coming days, but it's getting to the point where a fire could start or spread quickly on any given day.
All right, thank you so much for that, Josh. Hoping anyone out there infected by the fires are being able to get to safety, and also the firefighters out there, thank you so much for all of your work out there. We know it's no easy task. And
Absolutely, yeah. Good Morning America is up next, and we'll be back with your local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great day.